You know, when you dive deep into the history of black people, black South Africans, usually in the context of us as South Africans and our tribes, and you dive deep into the history, you find people like Abo Shaka Zulu, Abo So Shangane, Abo Queen Mujaji, and people like that. And I feel like it's good for us to celebrate those people because they represent a part of us, a culture, a tradition we represented. But are we forced as black people to celebrate white people's heroes, like about John van Riebeeck, people who came and colonized out here in South Africa and caused pain to many black people? Should we be? Because in Parliament the other day, the MK party was rejecting, and the EFF was rejecting to celebrate John van Riebeeck. But I want you to watch this and tell me if this MK party and EFF were wrong for doing this. Watch this.
To celebrate what brings us together as South Africans, to celebrate what we share as South Africans, to celebrate what makes us South Africans, but also to celebrate our differences. Because in celebrating our differences, we can learn to love the beauty of our diversity. Diversity is at the heart of our shared South African heritage. Our national motto, as we've heard, translates as diverse people unite. This sentiment underpins the vision of the Government of National Unity for a non-racial, non-sexist country, a country where we come together to celebrate our differences constructively, rather than use those differences as a destructive wedge to drive people apart. Heritage is also an opportunity for reflection. Our heritage is inherited from our ancestors and previous generations, and by virtue of this, our heritage is also our history. All South Africans are products of our shared inheritance. We are all sons of Shaka and daughters of Sada Bartman, nieces of Queen Mojaji and nephews of Van Riebeeck. We are formed by our collective history. The most painful parts of our story are when we pointed fingers at the differences between us as South Africans.
Order, honourable members.
When we pointed fingers at each other instead of celebrating our shared diversity. We must choose to have strength in our diversity, not division. We must celebrate each other, not denigrate each other.
On the point of order, Chair.
For it is only together that
Honourable De Blok van Scheltinga, please just take your seat for a moment. Honourable Malema, why are you rising?
It is an offensive language to say we are all descendants or grandchildren of John van Riebeeck, a murderer. We can't be told that we are children or descendants of John van Riebeeck. Shaka and them will agree. But to mention John van Riebeeck in the same line with Shaka Zulu, with Queen Mujaji, is an offensive language and it's unacceptable. The Jews will never agree that Hitler must be mentioned in a debate that seeks to identify. We will never agree with that. That we are the
Honourable Malema. Honourable Malema, that is a point of debate and not a point of order. Honourable De Blok van Scheltinga, please continue.
Chair, I think if we are going to acknowledge that we are all products of South Africa's history, then unfortunately that's a fact we have to admit. My point is, Chair, that
Honourable De Blok van Scheltinga, please take your seat for a moment. Honourable Ntlangweni.
Chair, I want you to caution the young man, if you're going to continue like that, we are not part of a legacy of Jan van Riebeeck. And he cannot consistently tell us that we are part of Jan van Riebeeck. That is offensive towards all of us Africans, and we cannot allow that and tolerate that. That is precisely that you want to protect still Louis Botha standing a big in front of Parliament. We're not going to allow that.
Thank you, Honourable Ntlangweni. I've already ruled.
With a murderer and a rapist.
Please take your seat
That's
now.
offensive.
Please take your seat now. I've already ruled that that's ultimately a point of debate. So we can't abuse points of order. Order. Honourable member, I'm now speaking. In terms of the rules, when the chair speaks, you are to desist. Honourable members, it might be that you disagree vehemently with the Honourable de Blok van Scheltinga, but that doesn't take away from his right to air his views. I've made that ruling. If you disagree, you know what recourse to take. Honourable Reddy, why are you rising? If it is on the same point, then I'm not going to entertain
I
it.
rise in terms of Rule 69D. It's headed gross disorderly conduct on the part of the descendant of Jan van Riebeeck. He
No.
persists in making serious allegations against other members of this House without adequate substantiation.
Yeah,
Now, in
Honourable
his
Reddy,
statement
please
that we
take
are
your seat.
descendants of Van Riebeeck, he needs to
Please take your seat,
substantiate
Honourable
that
Reddy.
in terms of the rules.
Honourable Reddy, I've already ruled.
I rose on a new rule.
No,
Madam
no,
Chair.
Honourable Reddy.
Mr.
Gross
Speaker.
disorderly conduct is ultimately what we will have is if members continue to raise the same point of order, which I've already ruled on. Thank you. I'm now on the floor. So I've ruled on this matter. It's a point of debate. I think South Africa is now very clear that you, along with some other members, vehemently disagree. That doesn't take away from the right of this member to air his views. Honourable de Blok van Scheltinga, please continue.
I think they will agree, Chair, that we've inherited Van Riebeeck's legacy in our inequality in South Africa. That his legacy is not necessarily a positive one, but it's one that we inherited and we share.
Point of order, Chair.
Is that a new point of order? Honourable de Blok van Scheltinga, please take your seat.
Chairperson. Once you've ruled on a matter, that ruling binds all of us, including the men on the podium. So once you've ruled on the matter, he mustn't continue provoking
No, Honourable Manye.
us to rise on the same thing.
Honourable Manye, please take your seat. That is, in fact, not what the ruling said. The ruling said that while I take notice, along with the rest of South Africa, that you vehemently disagree with this member, he has a right to air his views. Please switch off your mic now. Thank you, Honourable de Blok van Scheltinga. For the sake of progress, I think you have limited time left.
Thank you, Chair. My point is that it is only together that we can move this country forwards and bring freedom and prosperity to all South Africans. And I'm going to draw on our vast and extremely diverse natural heritage to demonstrate this. We are sitting right now in the most biodiverse city in the world.
You just watched, right? Many people are saying, the MK party, the EFF, they were rude. They were rude to this white guy. Come on, do you know who Jan van Riebeeck is? Imagine as a black person, you're forced to celebrate someone who came and colonized your people. Someone who came and reinforced the slavery of black people in their own land. Imagine they're not taking you away from your land, but they're enslaving you in your own land with a system. That's colonialization. They colonized you, they displaced you from your land. These people were carrying guns, they came here, threatened you, threatened your families, your grandparents, your forefathers. Today, you are forced to want to celebrate those people. Today is like, those people must be included in the same name as Abu SHAKA ZULU, as Abu Queen Muchachi. Just imagine that. Come on, as black people, maybe it's fine for him as a white person to want to celebrate that. But black people, when they talk about him, they're not talking about him in the context of him being a hero. He's a villain in the story of black people. It caused pain to black people. So I don't see anything wrong with the EFF, Julius Malema acting the way he was acting, with the members of parliament representing the MK party, Abu Manye and them. I don't see any problem for them rejecting this guy's proposal and this guy's speech. I don't see anything wrong. But of course, you tell us what you think. Thank you very much.